Thank you for tuning in to an episode of InRange. This is stage 5 of the two-man Team Tiger Valley match.
Yes.
Sunday morning. So this is the first stage we're going to shoot Sunday morning. We got brutalized on Saturday. Some of us are licking more wounds than others. One guy got dropped out because he actually was severely injured.
He took a face plant.
Yep, literally face planted. He's out. Some other guys got hurt, but they're pushing through. We're doing all right.
Yep.
So
and we have invited our terrorist friend here to shoot the stage with us.
Is that a terrorist or a porn star? I think he's
Why
both.
not both?
It's both. So, at any rate, this stage is a 150-yard long-ish bay with a piece of caution tape down the middle and a bunch of hula hoops positioned down the bay.
Yep.
On the right side and the left side are essentially windows and doorways that are built out of like this plywood, and there are shoot and no-shoot targets kind of poking out in very difficult shooting solutions through those windows and doorways.
So you and your partner are both simultaneously running all the way down the bay, stop at each of 5 shooting positions, and engage a total of, I think it's 15 targets each.
Something like that. Now you have to charge your rifle at every position and unload it per every position for safety reasons, which is also an interesting psychological stress element.
Yeah.
Then you get to the end, you clear your rifles, you run to the very, very end, and then you charge your pistol, and there are 4 pistol targets, pepper poppers, on the left and 4 on the right. You clear your pistol, and then you run all the way to the back.
Yep.
This sounds like kind of too easy for Tiger Valley.
Super easy. What could possibly... There can't be a hitch to this.
There's a hitch. You're only allowed 2 rounds per paper target, and they have to be A-zones only. If you hit a no-shoot or shoot outside of the A-zone, those are all 1-minute penalties. Per each. If you miss a pepper popper, that's a 1-minute penalty. So that's the challenge on this. There's a speed element. You want to go as fast as you can.
Our time is 5 minutes.
But every shot you throw, every round, every time you pull the trigger and something goes wrong, it's a minute.
Yeah.
Ting, 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 ting. So we're going to go shoot that, and we're going to find out in a minute how that went.
I bet we can clean it.
I think you're a little... I'm not going to say that. Yeah, you're
going to clean it.
You're invoking Murphy, sir. Let's go see what happens.
Go. Clear. Which mag? Clear. So clear. Go, go, go. Very nice. 2 minutes, 1 second.
Okay, so we're in the same location because this is a good, nice spot. We're actually in the classroom because we're getting away from the wind. The wind here is like 19, 20 miles an hour, and we want you to be able to use our audio. We have Bob here again.
It's Murphy.
That's Murphy, actually. Turns out it's Murphy. So did we clean it?
Yeah, we did not.
We did not clean it. We were going to clean it.
We did pretty darn well.
We did very well. In the general scheme of things, we did very well. So we had a raw time of 2 minutes and 1 second.
Which was pretty awesome.
Which is actually one of the fastest. I think the fastest we saw out of our 20-something squads that we were with was 1 minute 58.
Yeah.
So we're like 3 or 4 seconds apart from whatever the fastest one was. And we only dropped 4 rounds. I dropped 1 on the left.
Yep.
All the way at the end, there was this one shoot target that had a little wood. There was the wood barricade between it, and one of my rounds hit the paper, and one hit the wood. shoot-throughs did not count on the wood, so I dropped 1 round there.
Right.
Pistol was fine. You dropped?
I dropped 3. 2 of them, there was one particularly hard target on my side, and it was basically you had a little tiny bit of chest A-zone, and you had about half of the head A-zone and a no-shoot in front of it. A lot of people missed that thing, and what makes me happy is while I took 2 misses on that,
Yeah.
both of my shots went into the B zone of the head, and I did not hit the hostage.
Oh, so you did go for the head on that.
Yeah, because honestly, it was interesting. It was difficult to try and figure out where to aim on that.
You didn't hold high enough.
Well, I was using 1 power on my scope.
Yeah.
And you, at that range, I could not see the actual target perforation lines.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you could, there were a lot of pasters on that target.
Yeah, there
So
were.
kind of had to just kind of wing it. Where is the A zone? And I think I aimed a little bit too high.
Oh, so you B-zoned outside the A at the top.
Yeah. I hit the head
Oh,
B zone.
you gave it too much. You were too generous with your
Yeah.
rollover. Okay.
But you know what? Sure, those are misses, but I'd much rather have that than have plugged the no-shoot.
So what's interesting is we both said this is the stage you go as slow as possible.
And it went really fast.
I honestly felt like I was going slow.
Yeah.
But it turns out our slow wasn't that slow.
There
Because
was one in particular there where you shot almost your entire string because there were some where like you had easy targets and I had hard, and there were others where mine were hard and or mine were easy and yours were hard. There was one of them where you were basically done about the time I started
Yep,
shooting.
that's true. So what happens here is we plan this out. We get to the hula hoops. We would load our guns and engage. And when you were done with your engagement, you'd say, once your gun was empty because you had to unload it, you'd say clear.
Yep.
And whoever said clear second, that was our indication to us as a team to move to the next position.
Right.
So that's a communication drill right there.
And that's important at this match. That actually really does matter.
Yep, it does. We got to the pistol, the red dots made those steel plates a piece of cake. There was a giant steel pepper popper right in front of a little one, and it only had like 1/3 exposure. And when I hit the big pepper, you didn't have to knock them over, but you had to hit them. The big one didn't go, so I mean I had this sliver, and I went, red dot, bing, and I got it. So that's where those red dot Glocks, those roll-in specials really shine.
They've shined this entire match.
They really have.
We have yet to have any real pistol challenge here.
Now, some of the pistol work is challenging, except for the fact we brought great pistols.
Yeah.
The other thing I did is I did downplay the weight a little bit on my gun. Is I pulled the bipod off. Now, at this match, you have to have everything you're going to use through all stages for shooting on you. So what I did is I dump pouched it. What I didn't want was that hanging off the end of my gun when I was swinging on precise shots. Even at close range, I didn't want the extra weight, so I dump pouched my bipod to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So that was good. So that just anything you can do in that regard but conform to the rules by retaining it worked.
I think people are going to ask, if we're doing that, why do we both have flashlights on these rifles?
Because you don't know what you're going to get.
And at this match, it is entirely possible that at one point you will have to run into a dark room and find stuff written on paper or find targets in a pitch black room. That's the sort of thing that they have in the past.
They've done things like that, yeah.
So we're leaving those flashlights on just in case.
And the penalty of those white lights is minimal compared to the penalty of a Harris. By the way, you may notice I am running a Harris on a QD mount. You still have your Spartan. We'll have a discussion more about that later. There are reasons for that, but that's not relevant to this stage.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were one of the best scorers,
Yeah.
but not the best score. The best one was, I think, a 2:01 with 2.
Basically a 4-minute.
Yeah, and we're a 5.
Yeah.
So, and this is, by the way, this match is rank point, so they're going to do it by percentile of however you perform to whoever shot the best.
We think so.
I believe so. And so we don't know what the other 20-something squads did or done. So we don't know where we placed yet, but I'm pretty comfortable with our relatively clean run.
The goal here is shoot every stage clean and smooth, or decent and smooth. Mm-hmm. I think really the people who win these matches are the people who don't have an explosion anywhere.
Speed matters, but cleanliness of shooting and penalty avoidance is far more pertinent.
Yeah.
And
in that way, this is a much more realistic match than most.
It is, yeah.
This is a speed match where it's a speed match where they're timing all the stages with a stopwatch. There are no shot timers here.
But that's okay because there was in one stage, but the stopwatch is sufficient because every one of these you'll end up running all the way to the start position, and once the second person's foot goes into the hula hoop, they just hit the button. But that's because these stages are running 2, 3, 5, 7, 9 minutes long.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. And the guy timing it's on the other end of the bay, and the other people are ROing, making sure you're not breaking rules. There are places at this match where going too fast is absolutely a problem. We saw one squad. We're not making fun of them. It's just a sad event, really. They were running beyond their mental capabilities for the speed of the stage, and he forgot to clear his gun between positions.
Yep.
Got up to the next position, and then realized he hadn't, and then he cleared it, but it was too late because he'd already actually went past an RO or 2.
And his teammate.
And his teammate with that round in the chamber, which was against the rules. And those guys who were probably in it to win it just got a stage DQ. They're out. So you cannot go faster than your ability to maintain your discipline of whatever you're asked to do on a stage.
Right.
So in that regard, I fell off a ladder. And that cost us time, and you threw a couple extra misses. We are now equal in terms of who did what to the team's damage. That's okay. It's how this match runs. It's really about mitigating damage over time.
It's fine. When we don't win, we're going to lose out to the Texas A&M Army Marksmanship Unit cadets.
Which is fine.
That's a pretty cool group to lose out to.
So we got 2 more stages today. Sunday's 3 stages. We got 1 more, which we'll get to in the next video, and then 1 more after that, which we don't even know what it is yet.
Yep.
So stay tuned.